If you know me, you know I'm absolutely obsessed with cars, and I just got back from one of my favorite events, probably of all time. In this video, I'm going to show you why the Honda Element community is hands down the most supportive, creative, and passionate community out there. Whether you already own a Honda Element or you're thinking about getting one, you're about to find out why being a part of this community is almost as valuable as the vehicle itself. What's good, everyone? Nick here. On this channel, I talk about cars, adventures, and finding your tribe in the automotive world. If you've ever looked into unique, versatile vehicles with cult followings, you've probably come across the Honda Element. If you've ever been on my channel, you know I've talked about this boxy, practical vehicle that was made from about 2003 to 2011, 2012. And in those 8 years, it created a fan base that's still thriving and growing today. Honestly, it might have even grown more after the vehicle was discontinued. More than a decade after the last one rolled off the production line, it is by far one of the most popular vehicles in the Honda lineup. What makes this community so special isn't just their love for this discontinued vehicle. It's actually the incredible creativity, support, and genuine connections that Element owners forge with each other. I'm going to talk about that in this video. I'll share with you amazing ways that this community has transformed a simple vehicle into a lifestyle, the incredible modifications that people come up with and create, and the bonds that they form across the country and honestly around the world. Plus, I'm going to share a little bit of footage from the event that I just attended, the NorCal Honda Elements meet. And make sure you stick around until the end because I'm also going to share some details about some other upcoming Element meets that are happening this year that you definitely don't want to miss. The Honda Element first appeared as a concept called the Model X at the 2001 North American International Auto Show in Detroit. The production version hit dealerships in December of 2002 as a 2003 model. Honda created this vehicle specifically targeting the active, outdoorsy millennial market. People who needed a vehicle that could handle surfboards, bikes, camping gear, wet, sandy adventures, and in general, anyone who loved the outdoors. I think what Honda didn't anticipate was just how devoted their customers would become, although they probably could have asked me as a longtime Honda owner, but that's neither here nor there. The Element's unique features, the clamshell doors, the rubberized floor that's super easy to clean, the extremely versatile interior space with those seats that fold up or just move out of the way completely. This made for a perfect vehicle, not just for outdoor enthusiasts, but really for an incredibly diverse range of people. I think the Honda Element community really took off in the mid-2000s when forums like elementowners.com started connecting people across the country. And obviously there's Facebook groups and those kind of things if you're on those social platforms. But what began as simple troubleshooting and maintenance discussions quickly evolved into something so much deeper and meaningful, and people sharing their entire lifestyle transformations built around Honda Elements. One of the most fascinating things about the Element community is really the diversity within the subcultures that have emerged within it. Unlike a lot of vehicle communities that focus on a single style, whether it's lowered or lifted or whatever, Element owners kind of taken the versatility of the platform into wildly different directions. And that's what is really cool about this event that I just went to. Seeing all the differences out there and the ways that you can customize your Element. First off, you've got the Overlanders and the Off-Roaders. These Honda Element owners add lift kits, all-terrain tires, roof racks, underbody, skid plates, protection, those kind of things. They really transformed their urban boxes into surprisingly capable off-road machines that I think would shock most off-roading enthusiasts. Then there's the van life and the camping crowd. These owners have turned their Elements into mini campers with custom-built platforms that convert the rear cargo area into a sleeping space. Some installations are super simple, weekend-type setups, while others are incredibly elaborate with slide-out kitchens, solar panels, insulated window coverings for basically full-time living in your vehicle, which I can't say isn't a goal of mine at some point in my life. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, you've got the street style crowd. These Element owners typically are lowering their vehicles, they're adding custom wheels, some of them have body kits, lip kits, carbon fiber spoilers, some of them have wild paint jobs or wraps. The boxy canvas of the Element makes it perfect for these kind of urban artistic expressions, if you will. And we can't forget about the utility-focused crowd. People who've customized their elements with specialized racks for various sports equipment, storage solutions. There's a lot of accessibility builds out there. People have just learned to maximize the vehicle's cargo capabilities in a variety of different ways. If you've watched any of the other videos on this channel, you know I go to as many cars and coffees as I possibly can, as many events as I possibly can from all different types of vehicles. And what's incredible about how the Honda Element subcultures don't just tolerate each other, I think they celebrate their differences more than any other car group. At Element meetups, you'll see lowered street builds parked right next to lifted off-road builds, and owners are just enthusiastically checking out each other's modifications, regardless of their personal style preferences. And this is something that I think really, if I could point to one thing about the community of Honda Element owners out there and aspiring Honda Element owners, if you're one of them, that is what makes this community so great. But one of the other most impressive aspects of the Honda Element community is the maker culture that has kind of emerged due to necessity. When Honda discontinued the Element in 2011, a lot of us owners quickly realized that if we wanted specialized parts and accessories, we'd have to either make them ourselves or find someone to make them for us. So that's kind of evolved into a whole ecosystem of creative people modifying their vehicles and an incredible number of small businesses who design and fabricate element-specific products. You can check out some of the other videos on my channel if you want to see some of the customization and the unique pieces that I've picked up through the years, but there are so many of them out there. There's companies that manufacture e-campers, there are companies that manufacture suspension parts, there are companies that manufacture internal camping setups. It's really just an incredible group of people, and I can't express enough that if you're interested in this vehicle, just get out there to a meet and see what is all out there. There's also countless individual makers who are designing and sharing DIY solutions. There are people that make magnetic window screens, there are people that make awnings, there are people that make swivel seats, there are people that make handcrafted center consoles, there are people that 3D print all sorts of dashboard mounts and light mounts and storage solutions, and really it's just almost unlimited the number of things that people can come up with. And as the community grows and as people come and go out of it, more new things pop up. And what's really amazing is how these creators usually just started by solving a problem of their own and then realized that there's a whole community that would benefit from the solution that they came up with. Many of these small businesses just began in garages and have grown purely through word of mouth within the Element community. And I think that is just simply a beautiful thing. The Element community thrives both online and in real life. I prefer real life at this point in my life, but Facebook groups like the Honda Element Owners Group have tens of thousands of members sharing advice, stories, and modifications on a daily basis. Instagram hashtags like hashtag Honda Element and hashtag Element Owners Club really connect owners visually through hundreds of thousands of posts. And I recently discovered on Blue Sky, there's a Honda Element fan page already, which is another way for people to connect with each other. I think the other thing that's cool about the Element community is regional groups have formed all across the country. NorCal Element, SoCal Element Owners, East Coast Elements, PNW, Pacific Northwest Element Owners. All of these groups host regular meetups that range from simple coffee gatherings to multi-day camping adventures to one of my bucket list adventures, the Elements on the Dragon event that happens out in North Carolina. These meetups are really where the magic happens. Element owners often drive hundreds of miles just to connect with fellow enthusiasts. They share meals, troubleshoot mechanical issues together, and forge friendships that extend far beyond their shared love of a vehicle. I've personally witnessed people helping each other move, attending each other's weddings, and supporting each other through life's challenges. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's really such a beautiful thing. One of the things that truly sets the Element community apart is how it kind of functions as a support system that extends far beyond automotive interests. When an Element owner has a mechanical issue, they can post in any number of the groups and usually receive detailed advice within minutes. If somebody happens to get in an accident, there are always people that are there to support, whether that's rebuilding their vehicle or finding a new element for those people that are wanting to continue to be a part of this awesome community. In worst case scenarios, when elements do get stolen, which does unfortunately happen occasionally, or catalytic converters specifically, the community kind of mobilizes to share details and keep an eye out across multiple states. You just don't really find that in a lot of other car communities. There are countless stories of Element owners helping each other in roadside emergencies, offering places to stay during road trips, and even opening their homes during natural disasters. During the California wildfires, I saw several Element owners offering their driveways as safe havens for fellow owners evacuating the area. I would never wish that upon anyone and hope that nobody watching this ever has to go through it, but it's nice to know that there are people out there that are going to support through those challenging times. And this level of support extends to personal challenges too. I've seen fundraisers organized within the community for owners facing everything from medical bills to job losses to other hardships. The connection might start with a shared vehicle, but it quickly becomes about the people behind the wheel. All right. I know I promised that I would tell you how to find Element events. I actually think it's better if I just give you Element organizers rather than specific events, because this video is going to live on YouTube for years to come. So I'm going to give you a list of people that I think are the best as far as organizing events in different regions around the USA. And I'll actually create a document and just link it in the description so you can connect directly with these people, and hopefully it helps everybody out. And if you want things added, just leave a comment, or if there's events coming up, leave a comment. Any of those things, I'm happy to support anybody that's putting on their own meetup. So basically, for me, here in Northern California, I like to look to Element Vic and Robert Overson. They are basically the guys that put on the Santa Cruz meet. They do a lot of other things in the Element community around here. If you're looking at Southern California, I like to watch the accounts of Element Society and Element Lifestyle. North Carolina area, Elements on the Dragon type of stuff. I believe that's Shiny Element. And then for like Pacific Northwest meets, I think it's Dat Blue Element. I will link to this all in a document or in the description of this video. And here on YouTube, Miguel Element, aka Element Lifestyle, Herb, who does Herb's Element here on YouTube, does a lot of vlogging, and Steven Adalco does a lot of tours of Elements. Those are 3 channels, but there are tons more out there. I just suggest you hit search up there in the search bar on YouTube for Honda Element and see who you can meet. And honestly, I just suggest getting out there and finding your local Cars and Coffee meets and taking your Element out there, because I can almost guarantee you that if you show up with your Element, somebody's going to ask you questions about it and you're going to meet a new friend. So thank you all for watching this video. I appreciate y'all, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.